The call came while I was washing a glass I hadn't used. Unknown number. Corporate voice. Controlled panic. "Your husband sent me something," he said. "Check your email now." I looked at the clock. 2:13 a.m. The house was silent, except for the refrigerator's pulse and the echo of a party still. Clinging to my clothes, perfume, wine, applause. At the party, she kissed him. Not a drunk stumble, a clean, deliberate press of lips. Then she lifted her glass and praised him to everyone like he had invented oxygen. I smiled. Left early, drove home slow. Now her boss was calling me like a witness to my own autopsy. I opened the email. No subject line. One attachment. A single sentence in the body. "You should see how she looks when she thinks you're blind." My reflection in the dark screen didn't blink. This was not anger yet. This was calibration. I didn't open the attachment. Not yet. First, I listened to him breathe. "She said it was nothing," he added. "But your message—" "My message?" I asked. Silence, then a swallow. "You sent me a folder." I ended the call. At the party, I had watched her orbit him like gravity was a favor he'd granted, her hand on his arm. Her laugh sharpened into admiration. She introduced him to strangers as if I were a footnote. "This is the man who made me who I am." I stood beside her, invisible. A husband-shaped shadow. In the car, she talked about promotions, about opportunity, about loyalty. She didn't say love. At home, she kissed me with wine-stained lips and asked if I was tired. I said yes. I wasn't. In the bedroom, she slept easily. I opened her phone with the code she never bothered to change. No explicit words, just patterns. Lunch meetings without receipts. Calls that ended when I entered rooms. Photos of conference tables cropped too close. Not proof, just a language I had learned to read. I sent the folder while she slept. From my email. To his. I didn't need to know what he'd see yet. I needed to know what he'd do. For 3 weeks, I became background noise. I cooked. I listened. I memorized the shape of her lies. She said overtime. Her calendar said strategy. I pulled phone records. Same number. Same hours. Always when I wasn't home. I requested a copy of her company's internal messages. My firm handled their data security. I had access she forgot about. I watched words appear on my screen like confession without courage. "You looked beautiful tonight. Don't make this harder. He doesn't have to know. No confrontation. Not yet." I scheduled a work dinner with her boss. Told him I admired his leadership. He flinched when he saw me. Professional men do that when they realize a system has logged them. I asked about my wife's future. He said she was loyal. I nodded like loyalty still meant something. At home, she hummed while cooking. I measured the distance between us with cutlery. This wasn't rage. It was architecture. Every secret needs a room to collapse in. The attachment finally opened. A video. Hotel light. Her voice low and unguarded. "I don't love him the way I love you." She was naked in language before skin. Time did something polite and slowed down. I printed the messages, screenshotted the dates, labeled everything. When she came home, I set the folder on the table. "What's this?" she asked. "Your future," I said. She flipped pages too fast, like speed could unwrite them. "It's not what it looks like." I sat, waited. Tears arrived late, as if summoned by habit. "I was lonely," she said. "You were always working." I handed her the video still. "You weren't alone," I said. "You were rehearsing." Her face collapsed into sound. Mine stayed still. I didn't ask questions. I already had answers. Her boss received the same folder I had. So did his wife. So did HR. So did the board. The subject line this time was clear. Conflict of interest. He tried to call again. I let it ring until it learned the shape of rejection. At work, she was suspended pending investigation. At home, she packed a bag like a thief leaving fingerprints. "You ruined us," she said. I corrected her. "You mistook silence for blindness." She reached for me. I stepped back. This was the power move. Not yelling. Not pleading. Documentation. I kept the house. She kept her explanations. We signed papers with pens that didn't shake. Revenge doesn't have to raise its voice. It only has to be accurate. The house is quieter now. No perfume. No late calls. No borrowed loyalty. Sometimes I remember the party, the kiss, the praise, my smile. It was the last gift I gave her. Belief that I didn't see. Control isn't about dominance. It's about timing. I didn't destroy them. I revealed them. And when the truth walked into the room, I walked out. Some people leave with apologies. I left with evidence. I don't hate her. I understand her, and that is colder.